Hi there. Have you recently received a property tax bill and you're wondering, how in the world can my taxes be so high? How could they go up that much? Or maybe you've been shopping for a home and you are looking at two homes in the same neighborhood. They're about the same price, but they have totally different taxes. How in the world does that happen? My name is Chris Harris, and I am a local realtor, and I've been helping local families now for over 20 years. And this is a question that I get a lot. So today we're going to take a look at the process and how that works and what you might be able to do about it. So let's get started. So here we go. The 4 things that we should all know about our property taxes. First of all, it's the county auditor's office, under the strict supervision of the state, that's responsible for determining our property values. Even though we get our tax bill from the treasurer, it's actually the county auditor's office who is determining those property values. The second thing that we need to know is that in the state of Ohio, for example, property values are adjusted every 3 years. There's a major adjustment done every 6 years and a minor adjustment done every 3 years in between. We have 88 counties in Ohio, and they're all on a rotating schedule for both the reappraisal, which is the major adjustment, and an update, which is the minor adjustment. The third thing we need to know is that our property values are adjusted based on one of 2 things occurring. The first is a recent fair market sale. Now this is pretty self-explanatory, but every time a property is sold, it's recorded, and that value will show up at the next reappraisal cycle. But if a sale has not occurred, in the 3-year period that's being, analyzed, then a percentage is used that's based on local market trends. So this gets to be a little bit more interesting. Let's take a look. So we're going to look at a couple different ways of determining what that percentage looks like. The first data point here that I have, I really like this resource. It's the Federal Housing Finance Agency, which is a national organization that looks at property sales and just creates a composite look at the state level or even down at a smaller market level. So what we're looking at here is this greater Cincinnati area, which is Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. And as you can see, for the years that we're looking at, which is 2020, 21, and 22, our property values actually increased almost 39%. Another data source is our local MLS. And I pulled single family and condo sales for the same period, 2020 through 2022. And as you can see, our cumulative increase in value is over 33%. So again, it's more than 10% a year. And as I like to say, the COVID years were good for property values. So here's a look at an actual tax bill for Hamilton County. As you can see, it's from the treasurer, but it is the auditor's office who actually determined the new value. Now, this happens to be my own personal tax bill. As you can see, it's due on February 5th. And we pay our taxes in arrears, which means in 2024, the first tax bill in the spring, we're actually paying for the first half of 2023. And then in July or August, we'll pay for the second half of 2023. But at any rate, I get to pay $3,200 by February 5th. And I wanted to show you one other thing. On the auditor's website, you can also see the value history for any property. You can see the changes that have occurred at each 3-year increment. So in my case, the current value of $300,000 compares to $177 from 3 years ago. Well, that's a 69% increase. Well, there's a good explanation for that, and that this is a good example of a fair market sale. I actually bought this property a little over a year ago, and I paid $300,000. So I really can't complain about that value, because that's what I actually paid. The fourth thing to keep in mind about our property taxes is, if you do not agree with your property value, there is a process, and you may actually file a complaint with the Board of Revision. So I hope that was helpful. But if you still feel that your property taxes are too high, I just have one last question to ask you. And that is, take a look at the value that the auditors come up with and ask yourself, would you be willing to sell your home today for that price? If the answer is still yes, then you might very well have a good case to file a complaint. And I'd love to help you with that. I've helped many people do this, including on my own behalf, but the time to do it is now. Every year, the time frame is between January 1st and March 31st. So please reach out, and I'd love to help you. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video.